dear students, hope you are all fine, and I hope that you could understood all the previous videos. In the previous video we have discussed about angle of friction. Okay, what is angle of friction? Angle between the normal and the resultant of normal and the maximum static friction. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about angle of repose. So what is meant by this angle of repose? Let us understand what is meant by angle of repose first. Consider an inclined plane, and we have placed an object in an inclined plane. Okay, so the inclined plane is inclined at an angle theta. Okay, suppose that angle theta is like this. Okay, so the object slide at that is sliding, slide okay, suppose the angle is like this, it won't slide, right? So based upon the angle only the object will slide. Okay, so at what angle, in the angle the object will slide, that particular angle we are calling it as what? Angle of repose. Okay, at certain angles the sliding is increased, or at certain angle the sliding may get decreased, or at a certain angle there is no sliding. Okay, so at what angle the object starts to slide? In the angle, like first இப்படி வச்சிருக்கீங்க, okay, இப்படி இருக்குது, அது போக 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 at a particular angle only the object will slide. Okay, so what is that particular angle? That particular angle is called angle of repose. So what is angle of repose? At certain angle within that is at a certain angle in the inclined plane the object will start to slide. So that angle is called as angle of repose. Okay, now let us draw what are the forces acting on this body. We all know that there is a gravitational force acting on this body, and what is happening, that we know there will be definitely a friction. Okay, so when the object slide to move, or there is an intention to move, there will definitely a friction acting on this body. So there is a frictional force here, and we know that this is the surface. Okay, this is the surface means perpendicular to the surface is the normal. Okay, clear. Now when you see this normal, there is no component over here. Okay, so you have to draw that, you have to split this mg into two components. Okay, for that, suppose if this is theta, okay, if I draw a perpendicular line over here, I know that this angle is also theta. Okay, so if this is theta, this angle is also theta. Okay, let us draw, this is mg, if this is theta, this is also theta. Now I am splitting two components, this is one component and this is and as other component. Okay, now if this is theta, what about this angle? It is 90 minus theta. Can you understand what I am saying? If this angle is theta, this totally it is 90, so what about this angle? It is 90 minus theta. Okay, similarly now you consider this one. Okay, now consider this one. So if you take this angle, okay, if this is 90 minus theta, இது total இது 90, totally it is 90, this is 90 minus theta, 90 la 90 minus theta போயிடுச்சுனா this is what? Theta. So what about my this angle? It is theta. இதுல எப்படி theta வருதுன்னு சொல்றதுக்கு தான் I am trying to say it. Okay, so if this angle is theta, this will be theta. இப்போ இதை டோட்டலா எடுத்தீங்கன்னா இது டோட்டலா 90, if this is theta போயிடுச்சுனா மீதி இருக்கிறது 90 ல theta போனது தான் இருக்கும், 90 minus theta. அதே மாதிரி when you take this one, we already know this is 90 minus theta. Totally it is what? 90. Okay, so 90 minus theta, இது கூட என்ன வரும்? ஒரு plus theta வந்திருக்கணும், அப்பதான் இது டோட்டலா 90 ஆகும், அந்த theta தான் இது. Okay, so theta பக்கத்துல இருக்கிற காம்பனன்ட்டை நம்ம எப்பவுமே என்ன காம்பனன்ட்னு சொல்லுவோம்? This is mg cos theta. Okay, this is mg sin theta. So which component is making the object to accelerate panna component yaru? mg cos sin theta. Okay, this is only making the object to accelerate. Okay, this we have already discussed, right? In the object in inclined plane la vachona acceleration eppadi dhaan irukku, that is mg sin theta. Okay, so we all know that whenever the object is trying to accelerate, there is a force acting on it, that is frictional force. So when the object will move, accelerate, அதால ஒரு particular value வரைக்கும் frictional force வந்து அந்த acceleration தடுத்துட்டு இருக்கும் இல்லையா? So after at a particular value the acceleration will start, that is the object will slide, that is when this is equal to, when this friction is equal to mu s into n, this will start to slide, that we all know. Okay, எப்போ இது ஸ்லைட் ஆக ஆரம்பிக்கும் when it is equal to mu s maximum friction reach பண்ண உடனே it will start to slide. Okay, clear. Now let us take the vertical component. So what is the vertical component here? We all know that vertical component is equal to mg sin theta. Okay, because sorry, mg cos theta. This is n and this is mg cos theta. இதை ஈக்குவேட் பண்ற ஃபோர்ஸ் யாருன்னா இங்க இதுதான் இல்லையா? Not this one, this. So mg cos theta. Okay, let it be. Similarly, what about the horizontal component? Horizontal component எப்படி இருக்கு? We can write it as Fs is equal to Fs max இல்லையா? Fs max is equal to mg sin theta. Okay. So what is Fs max? Fs max எப்போ maximum இருக்கும்? When mu s into n தான் maximum static friction. So substituted mu s n is equal to mg sin theta. What is n? Substitute value mu s into what is the value of n? mg cos theta equal to what? mg sin theta. Okay. So we can cancel mg and mg. Mu s is equal to sin theta by cos theta. That is equal to tan theta. Okay. So here also we have got mu s is equal to tan theta, or we can write it as theta is equal to tan inverse of mu s. So this is called as angle of repose. From this we can say that the angle of repose is equal to what? Angle of repose is equal to angle of friction. Okay. Angle of repose and angle of friction are same. அப்போ எந்த angle இது வந்து at what angle it will start to slide? It will start to slide at an angle of tan inverse mu s. Mu s means what? Yes, coefficient of static friction. அதோட அந்த surfaceக்கு ஒரு static friction இருக்கும் இல்லையா? அதோட tan inverse value எடுத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த அதுல என்ன angle வருதோ அந்த angle நம்ம வச்சோம் அப்படின்னா it will start to slide. Suppose இந்த இதெல்லாம் வைக்கிறோம் இல்லையா? For example, there is slide. Okay, நீங்க சறுக்காடுவீங்க இல்லையா? Slide. They have built everything according to this one. At a certain angle, it will start to slide. But the sliding is also, it is not very speed. ரொம்ப ஸ்பீட்ல போகாது இல்லையா? குழந்தைங்க இருந்தாங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் மெதுவாக தான் போகும் இல்லையா? So they will arrange it accordingly. அதுக்கு ஏற்ற ஆங்கிளில் they will arrange it. Slide பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு particular angle they will kept it. Okay, that angle will be equal to what? Tan inverse of அதில் mu s னா இந்த surfaceக்கு என்ன coefficient இருக்குதோ அதுதான். Okay. Similarly, you might have seen புள்ளிமுண்டா அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Okay, ஒரு what is the name of that means? Anilions. Okay, a small insect, it will make holes in the sand. Okay, you might have seen in sands, it will make hole in sand, and if you place any organisms over there, it will attract. அதாவது உள்ள போய்டும். ஏதா நம்மலாம் நூல் எல்லாம் கொடுத்து பாப்போம், it will go inside. That is because of angle of repose. The angle will be like that. And the angle எப்படி இருக்கும்னா tan inverse of mu s இருக்கும். So whenever we place an object over that, you can see that application in your book. So whenever we place an object over that, it will get inside. Okay, that is because of this angle of repose. Okay, so finally we got that angle of repose and angle of friction are equal. So you may get a question in a 5 mark like prove that angle of friction is equal to angle of repose. What will you do? Yes, first you have to derive what is angle of friction. Then you derive angle of repose. The answers will be equal. So you have to say that from the two answers we can say that angle of friction is equal to angle of repose. Okay. Hope you could understand, and this is very important and easiest topic. If you draw simply, if you draw these forces acting on it, we have simply done. We have equated the horizontal forces. We have equated the vertical forces. What is Fs max? We know that this is Fs max substituted. What is n? Substitute, again substitute. Okay, or you can take it as equation 1, substitute in equation 1. Okay, then you just simply take it, you will get the value of angle of friction. From that you can say angle of repose and friction are equal. I hope you could understood this, and thank you for watching.